Hi, Phil Schoenberg for Fastpitch Power. There have been a lot of changes to the rules in softball. Now, a lot of those changes relate specifically to pitching. I have my own theory as to why, and let me just tell you briefly that from my perspective, the reason that these changes have taken place at certain levels, professional, Olympic, so on and so forth, not college, not high school, is because there are very famous, well-known pitchers, I won't mention any names, who do these things. And because they do these things, they had to make them legal in certain areas of the game, certain levels of the game. Not legal everywhere. But more importantly than whether they're legal or not, we need to know, are these things enhancements to our ability to command the strike zone with maximum speed, or do they detract? And here are a couple of the things that we're talking about. One example is the ability now to have a pitcher start with her stride foot. In this case, that's Coach Jill's left foot. Her drive foot is her right foot, which is a right-handed pitcher, way back off the pitching rubber. It used to be that both feet had to be in contact with the pitching rubber as you went into your pre-motion. Now you can have your stride foot off the pitching rubber. Now, this is not horrible unless you're so far off the pitching rubber that, and let's not forget that our objective is to have everything work together, come up the front side of the circle and get to power K as quickly and effectively as possible. So if I'm coming from way far, if I'm doing a giant backswing and my stride foot's coming from far away, you may think that you're getting added momentum that's going to give you more power, but you're not really.
I think a little bit of a step back can be helpful because it does allow pitchers to get into a deeper load and really use their legs. But there are a lot of pitchers who are like taking this to the extreme and like really starting far back to the point where they're off balance, they're off timing, and it's actually making the pitch worse.
The other one, and that's an excellent point that Coach Jill just made, the other one, which I think is even more important, is called the crow hop or the replant. That is when your drive foot comes up off the ground and comes back down on the ground, which is usually created by a load that takes you, instead of out and through, takes you down and up. It's a jump. It gets your drive foot up off the ground and puts it back on the ground without continuity of that drive foot along the ground as you're delivering your pitch. Now, the major problem with that is, and let's talk about hitting, okay? In order for us to have maximum power as pitchers, hitters, anything, serving a tennis ball, hitting a golf ball, doesn't matter. A stable foundation. Now, human beings have 2 legs and 2 feet, not one. So, and you could see, as soon as I pick this foot up, I'm not nearly as stable as I was when my foot was down. Both of my feet are on the ground from an athletic perspective if I want a solid foundation and a maximum power. So imagine you're at bat and the ball's coming in and you want to hit a 300-foot home run over the center field fence, and just as you go to make contact with that ball, your right foot comes up off the ground. All of my stability and half of my power is now gone. So you could tell me from today until tomorrow that, oh, go crow hop. They allow crow hopping over here, they allow crow hopping over there. Does it help you to become a better pitcher? And my answer to that is absolutely not.
First of all, it's important to remember crow hopping is not legal in college, travel ball in the United States, high school, not legal. You're going to see it become legal when you get to the Olympic level, the international level, the professional level. But again, the big point is that it does absolutely nothing. It doesn't add to your pitch. It doesn't make the pitch better. It makes the pitch worse. So it doesn't matter that it's legal at some levels. You're not going to pitch as well with a crow hop.
So Coach Jill is going to demonstrate coming off the pitching rubber correctly. Drive foot all the way through on the ground. From the time that she pushes off that pitching rubber and creates a forward glide to the time that she completes her drive through, drive foot toe to stride foot heel, in balance. Watch. Now let's take a look at what crow hopping looks like. Now you may not have been able to pick that up, but what happened was her dry foot came up off the ground and came back down on the ground. And if you can slow this down, even if it's just in your mind, you're going to see that as she's about to hit the throw zone with her pitching hand, that's where you want to generate your power. That's where you want your balance and stability. That's where you want your solid foundation. As soon as she's about to hit that throw zone, that's when her foot was up off the ground and then back down again. So her hand has already entered the throw zone where she's trying to generate her maximum power and speed. With that foot up off the ground, even for a split second, that is diminishing her ability to establish a stable throw zone and maximize that speed without sacrificing command. So it's really important, in our opinion, to keep that dry foot, to learn how to keep that dry foot, toe, and knee on the toe on the ground, and to keep that dry foot, toe, and knee going forward, and continue to your stride foot to maximize your speed and command.
There's also another really common, like when you'll see a crow hop, is when pitchers like to pivot their back foot. So they'll load and kind of do that. That's another really common time that you'll see the crow hop as well. And not only does the crow hop take away from the power, but having your back foot like this when you're trying to drive through is really bad as well. Like Coach Phil said, you always want to have that toe and knee pointed forward. So that pivot is also a really big one that causes crow hops. It's important though also to understand, I want to share with you guys kind of some things that can cause a crow hop. So many times what we might see is girls, instead of pushing and driving out off the rubber and getting nice and back over the back foot, they'll kind of push up and jump. That can cause a crow hop. A lot of times when girls don't have the strength to actually push off the rubber, they'll kind of try to reach with the other foot, and that can cause the crow hop. Just jumping off the rubber instead of pushing down and out into the ground can cause the crow hop. And again, we've got a lot of drills to work on all of those things on Fastpitch Power Plus, so make sure you guys check it out, and we'll talk to you next time.